Hello and welcome to this edition of Big Sky 35 Saturday Chat. Nothing much today, just week in review basically. I did do my first week of this being we get already 1 weekend in September. Um, did my first week of sales on Sports Lots. I like to do 100 cards, so that's about 25 cards a week. Came to 23. Uh, Usually I get a bulk sale in there. I haven't had one here lately. Don't know what's really going on with that. I don't. Maybe most of mine's baseball. Baseball is basically, get to the playoffs. I did sell some of the hockey cards I've been opening on my daily quick ones. One little note, sneaking it sneaked on me. I didn't even realize it. I passed 1,000 videos this past week, and didn't even realize it. I'm well over 6 years now, in here, and not well over 6 years doing this. Ups, downs, in betweens. Couple times thought about stopping. Now it's just a reflex, just doing this part of my hobby. Um, y'all are mean the world to me. Everybody that watches these videos, and um, that just, if one person watches it. I remember my first video when I had a one view. I was telling my friends and asking who viewed it, and then my friends started, and it just uh, I can't say snowball. I have crossed 700 subscribers, so a couple of milestones this week, uh, and I really appreciate that with y'all. Y'all keep me going, and I, I I have to say I have a great group of people that watch these videos, put up with my emo. Uh, I wear my heart on my sleeve. Some would say, and am I always right? No. Am I always, but I'm going to try to take up for what I think is right and listen. And a good case of that was this past week. I want to thank Mangini for coming on Sunday night. Uh, we had a little friction, but two grown-ups can have that and come to an understanding. As long respect was not lost, little respect was gained. Uh, so I feel like, did we accomplish anything? Probably not. What I have noticed though is he told me that the vintage guys collect modern, which surprised me because it was never spoken about. I've hung out with them. I don't know how many nationals, how many shows, how many times I've had them on channels and asked them what they collect. Never heard that. And I feel like just John saying that, and then I think that let people know, because I talked to some of my friends. Chris from Missouri a few weeks ago. I reached out to you, Chris, and maybe you don't get your emails. Um, I just need to find a way we could connect. I like to have you on a Sunday. I like to get some of the guys from Four Collectors. We just became. I thought we were already friends on or followed each other on the grams. I got that straight today. I have to do more on the grams because I think that's where most of the social used to be. Facebook Messenger, which I'd still my messenger group there, but I think overall a lot of it is on the grams now, and so I have to be more sure. I did post a picture there today. I opened up a pack of real quick of Skybox Metal, and I grabbed it. I was like, man, this is really thick. I go, when you're shooting shorts, you don't have a lot of time. And I can't stop. If I start talking, that minute goes by so fast. I'm thinking about TikToking because I think I forget how long you have on there. Uh, and I might even do Instagram. So I really like doing the YouTube a day. I've been getting a lot of, I know it's views because you know, it's just a minute. So a lot of people do the doom scroll. So a lot of it goes through. But I had that card, and maybe you can't see it. Um, Dark Matter. It's a tough card to see on here, especially with so much plastic. I'm going to be getting that graded PSA flipped around. I did get this one too, which I haven't shown anybody, and I need to get this picture probably popped up on the grams as well. So my first ever PMG number 2/100 of Claudio, one of the Death Tribe or whatever they call themselves in AEW, which AEW might as well shut down. AJ Lee made her presence known last night in Chicago. Not a big crowd. I was shocked. But back to the hobby. So Mangini was on. Like I said, hey, we talked, hashed out some stuff. And man, if you collect what you like. Everybody, me, you. I've been hearing more and more, like I said, of I love to hear honesty and want to hear passion. And I know a lot of people have passion for vintage. I do as well. I don't have it for all of vintage, but what I collect, I want. I wouldn't go after it and spend comma money on that. That's a new thing for me. And last few years, spending $1,000, over $1,000 on one card. So, that's all new to me. So, I have to have passion for it. I have to have a connection. That's a lot of money to me. My wire was getting pulled. Was driving me crazy. So, I love the passion. We both showed it last week. Went on, showed off cards Wednesday from the show. I thought I did well. I mean, I had a lot of feedback, of course. At Yogi, I was so happy to get that. It was beautiful. It had a crease on it, but not like noticeable on the face, which was nice because it's a small card on the Wheaties. Hand cut very well. Just a beautiful card. And I just got to find a place to, I like to have that somewhere in my room. Those catchers, man, I love this catchers card. It's hard for me to have. I like to enjoy, and I see it more and more. I like to enjoy the cards that I have, especially that meet my height. My when I get a card I really want and I've had on my list or on my radar, I like to have it out where I can see it at least for a while. I might put it away or whatever, but yeah, that's why I have this. That's why now I pretty much live in my cards or I live in my hobbies. When I come home, turn on TV, relax, run errands, do other things. But I bet you, I know it's an addiction because cards take up majority of my time. Video games is a very close second, which I'm going to play now after watching Virginia lose in the last couple seconds of the game, at least the last minute. Very sick. I'm glad I didn't drive to Raleigh today for that game. Thought about it yesterday. It's only about maybe 2 hours. That's pushing. And there's a couple of places I like to go over there when I go to Raleigh. But They decided not to. That would have been a terrible ride home the way they lost. Uh, but, you know, to me, it's the journey, just like into a football game, it is in the card world. So this week, opening up packs, having great fun. I mean, I got 3 packs of Scooby Doo, and that's probably been one of my favorite collections, one of my favorite boxes I've opened in a long, long time. Was the price great? No. Probably I got it probably overpaid. But man, the entertainment value, the take me back, the original Scooby Doo for me is just tremendous. And I went to one of the stores I like to go to for for media, and they had the Scooby Doo in the little kids section. They got a cartoon, they got an anime, and then they got like a family cartoon section, and they had Scooby Doo in it. I was like, yeah, but why didn't you have the rest of these cartoons then for family? When I'm thinking that, I did get me a Winnie the Pooh. I got $3 uh, to put my Winnie the Pooh collection. That's probably going to do it for my Winnie the Pooh collection. Unless I see like a Tigger or something, or a Pooh Bear that I really like. But that'll probably do it. I don't need a whole bunch. I got a nice collection of Pooh stuff. That's just how I am. I start having, John talked about it. You start having, thinking about when you're a kid and really missing that stuff and what brought you joy. Even at 53 brings me joy. And that brings me the same joy, as when I was 3 or 4. That was probably the first thing that my parents got me hooked on. Was probably first baseball, then Winnie the Pooh. It was probably close 1 and 2, but Winnie the Pooh was great. So I have a Pooh Bear behind me. I have a nice shelf over here dedicated to Pooh. It's overflowed a little bit off the shelf. I have a few cards of him. Disney is coming out with Topps is coming out with a Disney Chrome. I never saw what the pre-sale went for. I'm kind of scared to see what that's going to go for, because I know how much I forgot, and I meant to go and pick up the box of the Japanese Disney at the show, because I like all of Disney, the older stuff, a lot of the newer movies, like Aladdin on up. I kind of, it's not for me. Now, if I had a child, probably be 100% different. But the stuff that I grew up on is what I'm really big on. The big ones, which now people try to wreck that because there's a lot of hidden innuendos and a lot of underlying things because Disney probably wasn't the greatest person on earth, but but anyway, everybody wants to take away the fun or what you thought was fun at one time. It just seems like that's some people's fun. That's why I'm always do what you want to do, have fun doing it, as long as it doesn't hurt another person. It's good, man. It's good. It's this hobby or hobbies. That's why I ask, hey, what else do you collect? So I like to know, man, where are you at collecting? I have, who knows? I am always making sure, because I would love, but it's so late for me now to get into it, and I don't have the space to get into Hot Wheels and Matchbox cars. I started looking into that probably about 3 years ago, and just found it fascinating. I started looking at some of the cars I had when I was a kid, which are all crashed up, painted on, colored on for different reasons. Uh, it just can't believe what people still collect. GI Joe. I had the Amiga's toy line back in the day from the '70s with the Fonz and Happy Days and Batman. Uh, the baseball. I'm always looking for sports games, like sport board games. Uh, Always looking for that. I've got a few, and while I do that, I pick up other board games like Battlestar Galactica and Star Wars. So always having fun with that stuff, man. And I just want to talk about it. How much this week is just me talking, man. Saturday chat, just how much fun I have. Uh, work all day and just looking forward to come back to the peace of my hobbydom and see where it takes me today. So right now, like I said before, the National, I'm really happy where I'm at. I really like my focus right now. Uh, it's easy to keep that focus for me when it comes to cards. I just got to stay focused and not go crazy on other things. Um, like video games, I can only play one at a time, and I tend to pick them up all the time. I got a stack over here for a Nerdy Thursday. I have 2 boxes coming in, subscription boxes I get every month. There's just blind reveals. It's fun. Uh, Mystery boxes. They've been around forever. I've been talking about that. I don't know why in the card world it's a thing, and people opening them online. I don't understand what the thing. I still don't understand what why people are hating on them or loving them. It's either or, and I don't. They're there. They're part of the hobby. It's the way people get rid of stuff. Okay. And people are buying up people's card, at shows, going up and buying, somebody's whole display and using it for a repack. If that person wants to resell it, let them resell it. Uh, Hearing stories today of people at shows and the wildness at shows. It just seems when there's money involved, people tend to lose their minds. And we no longer have this work as a symbiotic unit, as a human race type of deal. It's all for yourself. And you saw it at the tennis match with the hat. You saw it at the Phillies game last night with the lady. I don't know, man, when it comes to that stuff. So, we see it at card shows. People, will box you out, looking at boxes and try not to let anybody else in, looking at a case and stuff like that. It's just, Oh, and what I said, talk about the strollers. Maybe I'm being an asshole where, I don't think places that are that tight should have stuff that big. Maybe I'm an asshole because I think if your stroller needs a 5th wheel to carry around in case you blow a tire, it can go off-roading. I just think, I think we think about ourselves a little too much. And with that being said, I don't have much to say today. About the hobby's moving along. A lot of sports, football, baseball. Waiting for Panini to start releasing things just to see what goes on. We got WNBA in a couple weeks. Finally, Don Ross. Who knows what that's going to be priced at? Even though this year definitely is not the same as last year. Uh, yeah, so I don't know what Panini's waiting on for football release. Uh, I know they got the Trick or Treat one. I almost bought some of that. I mean, we've had more top stuff released than anything else. So I did get some. I know y'all worried about me. I did get a couple of hobby boxes of Star Wars, way overpriced, Chrome. Um, but yeah, but I'm just having fun. So until next time, like, share, tell a friend. Thank you to my new subscribers. Thank you all again for staying with me these years. The ones that I know don't, the true ones, that, well, all of y'all are true, but the guys that have been around from the beginning, I deeply appreciate. I deeply appreciate my peers, the ones that helped me uh, with other channels, and if you haven't subscribed, please do. It doesn't cost anything, doesn't hurt you at all, but you'll be helping a brother out. So until next time, see ya.